I was a 21-year-old woman with a fierce desire for financial independence, driven by dreams of traveling and studying abroad. My aspirations were clear: to experience diverse cultures and broaden my educational horizons. I started an OnlyFans account to achieve these goals, seeing it as a potential stepping stone towards funding my ambitions. Embracing the entrepreneurial spirit, I attended a business conference. It was an opportunity to network and meet others who shared my enthusiasm for business and innovation. I distributed my business cards with a sense of purpose, hoping to expand my reach and open new doors. The conference buzzed with energy, and I felt empowered, taking each interaction as a step closer to realizing my dreams. However, this move had an unintended consequence. Among the new connections and potential opportunities, it attracted the attention of someone sinister, a subscriber on OnlyFans named John Smith. At first, he seemed like just another follower, but something about his interactions soon began to unsettle me. Little did I know, this was the beginning of a nightmarish ordeal that would challenge the sense of security and freedom I was striving to build. The terror escalated when I received a series of videos from John Smith, each more invasive than the last. They showed my house from various angles, demonstrating a disturbing level of surveillance. But nothing prepared me for the climactic video, a clip shot outside my front door. My heart sank as I watched the footage, realizing the extent of my stalker's intrusion into my personal space. Panic took hold of me. In a frenzied state of fear, I rushed to barricade myself inside my room. My mind raced with terrifying thoughts of vulnerability and violation. Every creak of the house sent shivers down my spine as I imagined John Smith lurking just beyond the walls of my supposed haven. The nightmare peaked when I heard the unmistakable sounds of someone attempting to force entry into my house. It was as if my worst fears were materializing right before my eyes. In a state of terror, I called the police, my voice trembling as I desperately explained the situation. However, before the police could arrive, the stalker fled. I was left alone in the aftermath, my heart still pounding from the adrenaline and fear. The house's silence was now a haunting reminder of the night's events. I stood there in the room where I had sought refuge, struggling to process the reality of what had just occurred. As the police arrived and searched the area, I was gripped by shock and disbelief. The stalker, this John Smith who had terrorized me from the shadows of the digital world, had vanished as suddenly as he had appeared. I was left with a lingering fear and countless unanswered questions. Who was he? How had he found me? What might have happened if the police hadn't been called? That night changed everything. It shattered my illusion of safety and forced me to confront the stark reality of vulnerability in an increasingly connected world. After the harrowing ordeal, I was left to connect the dots. The terrifying realization dawned on me that the stalker, John Smith, could have been someone I had met at the business conference. The thought that I might have unwittingly handed my personal information to a predator masquerading as a professional was chilling. The emotional and psychological impact of the incident was profound. I found myself grappling with a deep sense of vulnerability, constantly aware of my exposure to unforeseen dangers. The broader implications of my experience were not lost on me. The digital footprint we leave behind can become a trail for predators to follow, turning innocent endeavors into potential threats. Living under my parents' roof, I had embarked on a secretive venture into the world of OnlyFans. I was determined to use this platform to fund my dreams of traveling and studying abroad. My online activities were meticulously hidden from my parents, creating content only in their absence, believing in the safety and privacy of my home. However, my sense of security was abruptly shattered. A regular subscriber on my OnlyFans account made a disturbing accusation. He claimed to have seen a man in a green shirt in my live streams. Confused and concerned, I reviewed my past streams. To my utter horror, I discovered that a man in a green shirt had been appearing in the background of my videos, unbeknownst to me. The situation escalated one night during a live stream while my parents were away. Midstream, I spotted the same man in the green shirt lurking ominously outside my window. His presence, so menacing and intentions unclear, sent me into a state of panic. In a rush of fear, I quickly ended the stream and darted to the attic, seeking a hiding place. From there, I could hear his attempts to break into the house. My heart pounded against my chest as I realized the gravity of my danger. Trembling with fear in the attic, I hastily dialed the police and told them about my ordeal on the phone. The stalker was in the house now. I could hear the ominous sound of his footsteps as he searched each room. The creaking of the floorboards under his heavy steps was like a countdown to my discovery. My heart raced, and my thoughts were a jumble of terror and desperation. Then, a new sound pierced the silence. The opening and closing of my bedroom door. I held my breath, praying he wouldn't find me. Minutes later, shuffling papers and moving objects reached my ears. He was in my room, invading my personal space with a vile determination. The worst came when I heard the distinct sound of my laptop being opened, the laptop containing all my unreleased content, work, and personal life. It was being stolen right from under my nose. The next thing I knew, the sound ceased. The house fell into an eerie silence. I didn't dare to move until I heard the distant sound of police sirens approaching. Only then did I muster the courage to leave my hiding spot and descend the stairs. The police arrived minutes later, but it was too late. The stalker had vanished into the night, leaving no trace behind except for the chouse in my room and the absence of my laptop. The police tried to console me, assuring me they would do everything possible. I made the life-altering decision to move to a different town. It was a drastic step, but necessary for my safety and peace of mind. The once familiar surroundings of my home now echoed with the haunting memories of the break-in. Each corner seemed to whisper the terrifying possibility of another intrusion, making it impossible for me to stay. Equally significant was my decision to withdraw completely from all online activities. The platform of OnlyFans, which I had joined with hopes and dreams, now symbolized a gateway to my worst nightmare. Reluctantly, I abandoned my account, leaving behind the followers and the community I had built. Reflecting on the events, I realized how combining the digital and real worlds could lead to unforeseen dangers. My sense of security, both online and in the physical world, was forever altered. As a 24-year-old navigating the complexities of adult life, I turned to OnlyFans, a platform I believed could offer financial independence and a step towards my dreams. Initially, my engagement with the platform was casual, but it soon opened a doorway to an unexpected and unnerving chapter of my life. The genesis of this chapter was marked by an interaction with Jack D, a subscriber who presented himself as a wealthy admirer. His messages were laced with charm and the allure of an extravagant lifestyle, culminating in a marriage proposal. It was an offer that seemed to promise a life far removed from my current struggles, yet something about it felt unsettling. Despite the temptation of financial security, I couldn't shake off the discomfort lingering in my mind. My intuition screamed that this was not the path for me, leading me to decline his proposal. It was a decision made with a mix of relief and apprehension, unaware of the turn that events were about to take. Jack D's reaction to my rejection was immediate and alarming. He dropped the facade of the charming admirer and revealed a side of himself that sent chills down my spine. He knew my real identity, my location. His words weren't just threats. They were a chilling confirmation of his invasive knowledge. The safety and anonymity I believed I had within the digital world were illusions, now shattered by the reality of his words. The escalation of my ordeal with Jack D took a more sinister turn when he sent me a screenshot of my personal Instagram account. This wasn't just a threat. It was concrete proof that he had been stalking me, that he had intruded into my personal space beyond the confines of OnlyFans. My heart raced as I realized the depth of his invasion into my life. The fear that gripped me was unlike anything I had experienced. It was a violation of my privacy and my sense of safety, and it came from someone who was, until recently, just a name on a screen. In an attempt to regain control, I blocked him on the platform, hoping to sever any connection he had to my life. It was a small action, but it was all I could do to protect myself from the sinister turn our interactions had taken. My father, ever vigilant about our family's safety, decided to review the footage from our home security cameras. What he found was beyond alarming. The cameras had captured a man lurking in the shadows, creeping up to my bedroom window under the cover of night. The footage was chilling. His deliberate movements and the eerie way he approached our house all pointed to something more than just a random prowler. It was as if he knew exactly where he was going. The fear that gripped my family was palpable. My father's face was etched with concern as he showed me the footage. We couldn't ignore the possibility that this man might be Jack D., the same person who had been harassing me online. The lines between the digital and the real world had been frighteningly blurred. That night, the house felt different. The realization that he had been right outside my window, possibly watching me, was terrifying. After the harrowing incident, I immediately contacted the police, my voice trembling as I recounted the details of the stalker's intrusion. The police were quick to respond, but the task of identifying and locating the stalker was daunting. They scoured through the security footage, searching for any clues that could lead to this man who had turned my life upside down. In the days that followed, I couldn't shake off the belief that Jack D., the OnlyFans subscriber who had previously terrorized me online, was behind this. The coincidence was too striking to ignore. My life became a constant cycle of fear and suspicion. Every unknown number on my phone, every unfamiliar face on the street sent waves of panic through me. I was haunted by the thought of him lurking around, watching my every move,